It was a rainy afternoon when Max entered the luxurious dealership. His old shoes were soaked, his worn jeans and tattered coat contrasting with the gleaming sports cars and impeccably dressed employees. He walked up to a red convertible, admiring the car, but no one approached him. The disdainful looks and arrogant whispers filled the atmosphere. Max, ignoring the contempt, continued exploring the showroom, arousing the curiosity of some, but the antipathy of many. Raindrops slid down the glass of the luxurious sports car dealership. Inside, the atmosphere was impeccable, illuminated by soft lights that highlighted the shiny vehicles. The sound of footsteps echoed on the marble floor as the salespeople, dressed in elegant suits, discussed sales targets and potential clients. Max Johnson entered the store. The automatic doors opened silently before him. He was a middle-aged man with graying hair and a calm demeanor. His clothes were simple: worn jeans, a flannel shirt, and an old coat. His shoes, soaked from the rain, left wet footprints on the polished floor. Anna, the young receptionist, looked up from her desk at the sound of the doors. "Good afternoon," she said with a professional, albeit slightly distracted, smile. "Good afternoon," Max replied, greeting her kindly before approaching a red convertible that gleamed under the lights. He ran his hand over the hood of the car, admiring the impeccable paint job. Across the room, Juan and Miguel, two of the main salespeople, watched the scene with disdainful expressions. Juan, a tall man with an easy smile, murmured something to Miguel, who discreetly laughed. "Look, it seems we have an unusual customer," Juan commented sarcastically. "Does he even know where he is?" Miguel responded, adjusting his tie and preparing to approach Max. Juan was the first to approach. "Can I help you?" he asked with a forced smile that didn't reach his eyes. Max looked at him, assessing the tone of voice and the arrogant posture. "Yes, I'm interested in learning more about this car," he said calmly. "Oh, sure," Juan responded, quickly losing interest. "But are you sure this is the kind of car you're looking for? We have some more accessible models. Maybe you should check those out first." Max sensed the insinuation and smiled slightly, but didn't respond immediately. Instead, he continued examining the car, opening the door and looking at the luxurious interior. Meanwhile, Anna watched the interaction from her desk, feeling uncomfortable with Juan's attitude but unsure how to intervene. She always tried to treat all customers with respect, regardless of their appearance. But she knew not everyone in the store shared that philosophy. "I'd really like to know more about this model," Max insisted, ignoring Juan's suggestion. Juan shrugged and began reciting the car's specifications, not bothering to hide his impatience. "This is the new sports model with a V8 engine, 450 horsepower, and an aerodynamic design that offers the best performance in its class." "Interesting," Max murmured, gently closing the door. "And the price?" "Well, you know," Juan said, glancing at Miguel, who was still laughing quietly. "This car isn't cheap. We're talking about around $200,000. Max nodded, seeming thoughtful. "I understand. And what about financing details?" Juan sighed, clearly irritated by having to spend so much time with someone he believed wasn't a serious buyer. "I can look up that information, but I really suggest you check out some more accessible models first." Max thanked him with a smile and left the dealership, feeling the stares on his back. He knew he had been judged not just by his appearance, but also by the color of his skin. But he didn't let it bother him. He had bigger plans, and this visit was just the beginning. Anna watched Max leave, feeling a pang of guilt for not having done more. She wondered who he really was and what brought him there, but one thing was certain. That interaction would leave a lasting mark on the dealership in a way no one could foresee. 2 days had passed since Max's visit to the dealership. The sun shone brightly that Tuesday morning, and the showroom was busier than usual. The sound of ringing phones and customer conversations filled the air, creating an atmosphere of anticipation. Max returned to the store, again dressed simply. This time he wore a cotton shirt and clean jeans, but still without the sophistication of the dealership's usual customers. He entered through the main door, feeling the curious and disdainful looks once again settle on him. Anna was at the reception, typing something on her computer. She looked up and immediately recognized Max. "Good morning," she said, giving a genuine smile. "Good morning," Max replied, appreciating the kindness in her voice. Before Anna could say anything else, Juan appeared beside her, interrupting the interaction. "You again," he said in a surprised but still condescending tone. "Did you come back to see the more accessible models I mentioned?" Max remained calm, ignoring the sarcasm. "Actually, I'd like to speak with the manager this time. Is he available?" Juan, clearly irritated by Max's persistence, replied, "Mr. Garcia is in a meeting right now, but I can't see if he can attend to you later." "I'll wait," Max said, crossing his arms patiently. Juan shot a look at Miguel, who was attending to another customer. Miguel smiled, amused by the situation. Meanwhile, Anna felt increasingly uncomfortable with her colleague's attitude. "Are you sure you want to wait? It might take a while," Juan said, trying to dissuade Max. "I have all the time in the world," Max replied firmly. Seeing that Max wouldn't give up, Juan shrugged and returned to his post, leaving Max standing in the middle of the showroom. Anna, sensing the tension, got up and approached Max. "Can I offer you a coffee while you wait?" she asked, trying to ease the situation. "That would be great." "Thank you," Max said, appreciating the gesture. While Anna prepared the coffee, Max walked through the showroom, examining the cars more closely. He noticed the details of the vehicles, the impeccable finishes, and thought about the hard work needed to create something so perfect. Each car was a work of art, a combination of engineering and design that fascinated him deeply. When Anna returned with the coffee, Max was standing next to a black sedan, admiring the leather interior. "Here you go," Anna said, handing the cup to Max. "This is one of my favorites. The design is really elegant." Max smiled, accepting the coffee. "I agree. It's an impressive car." They stayed silent for a moment, just appreciating the beauty of the vehicle. Anna felt a growing curiosity about Max. Who was he really? What brought him there? Insisting on being attended to despite the indifference of the others. "If you don't mind me asking," Anna began hesitantly, "what brings you back here? It seems you really want one of these cars." Max took a sip of coffee before answering. "I've always had a passion for cars, but it's not just that. I'm here to see how people are treated. Sometimes, appearances can be deceiving." Anna was intrigued by the answer. There was more to this situation than she could perceive at first glance. But before she could ask more, Juan reappeared, interrupting the conversation. "Mr. Garcia is available now. I'll take you to his office," Juan said with a displeased expression. Max thanked Anna with a nod and followed Juan to the manager's office. Mr. Garcia, a middle-aged man with graying hair and an authoritative air, was sitting behind a large wooden desk. "Mr. Garcia, this is Max," Juan announced, still with a touch of disdain in his voice. "Good morning, Mr. Garcia," Max greeted, extending his hand. Mr. Garcia shook Max's hand with a neutral expression. "Good morning. How can I help you?" "I'd like to discuss some issues regarding the purchase of a car," Max said calmly, "and also about the service I received." Mr. Garcia raised an eyebrow, interested. "Of course, please take a seat." Max settled into the chair in front of the manager's desk, feeling the tension in the air. He knew the revelation would come soon, but he wanted to give everyone the opportunity to show who they really were. For now, he would wait, observing every move, every word. On Saturday morning, the dealership was even busier. The rain of the previous days had given way to bright sunshine, and the natural light flooded the showroom, making the cars shine like jewels. Max entered through the main door, again wearing his simple clothes. But this time he wasn't alone. Beside him was Ricardo, an elegant man with graying hair, dressed in an impeccable suit. Ricardo exuded confidence and authority, immediately drawing the attention of all the dealership employees. Anna was attending to another customer, but her eyes widened when she saw Max and Ricardo enter together. She knew something important was about to happen. Juan, always attentive to new customers, quickly approached the two men. "Good morning, gentlemen. How can I help you today?" He ignored Max and focused on Ricardo, assuming he was the buyer. Ricardo smiled politely. "We'd like to speak with the manager, please." Of course. Mr. Garcia is in his office." "I'll take you to him," Juan said, his voice full of respect. As they followed Juan to the office, Anna continued observing, sensing the tension in the air. She knew Max was planning something, but had no idea what. Mr. Garcia stood up as the visitors entered. "Good morning, gentlemen. How can I help you today?" Ricardo took the initiative. "My name is Ricardo Salinas. I'm a business consultant, and I'm here on behalf of Mr. Max Johnson." Mr. Garcia looked at Max, finally recognizing him. "Mr. Johnson, of course. Please take a seat. How can we help you?" Max sat calmly with Ricardo by his side. "I'd like to discuss the purchase of one of your cars, but first, I think it's important to discuss the service I received during my previous visits." Mr. Garcia frowned, clearly uncomfortable. "I'm sorry to hear that. May I ask what happened?" Max leaned back in the chair, crossing his arms. "During my 2 visits here, I was treated with disdain by some of your employees. Juan and Miguel, specifically, judged my ability to purchase based on my appearance and the color of my skin, which I find unacceptable." Mr. Garcia cast an angry look at Juan, who was standing at the door. "Mr. Johnson, I apologize for the behavior of my employees. We will address this immediately." Ricardo, who was observing the scene, intervened. "We're not here just to point out problems, Mr. Garcia. We're here to ensure this dealership maintains the standards of respect and professionalism." Juan began to sweat, realizing the seriousness of the situation. "Mr. Garcia, I didn't know he was an important customer." "That doesn't matter, Juan," Max interrupted, his voice firm. "All customers should be treated with respect, regardless of their appearance. I'm here to buy a car, but also to ensure the culture of this dealership changes for the better." Mr. Garcia nodded vigorously. "I completely agree, Mr. Johnson. We will make the necessary changes." Max stood up, followed by Ricardo. "I hope so. As for the car, I'd like to finalize the purchase of the red convertible I saw on my first visit." Mr. Garcia smiled nervously. "Of course. It will be a pleasure to assist you with that." Max shook the manager's hand. "Thank you for your understanding. I hope that the next time I come here, the experience will be completely different." As Max and Ricardo left the office, Anna approached them, her face full of concern. "Max, I'm sorry for what happened. I should have done more." Max smiled kindly at her. "Anna, you were the only person here who treated me with respect from the beginning. I appreciate that. Keep being who you are." Anna smiled, relieved, as Max and Ricardo left the dealership. The sun shone brightly outside, symbolizing new hope. For Max, that visit was an important step towards changing attitudes. For the dealership, it was a moment of reflection and learning. That day, Max not only bought a car but also planted the seed of a necessary change. He knew that true wealth lay in how we treat each other, and he was determined to show that to the world, one step at a time. The next morning, the dealership was in a frenzy of unusual activities. Max Johnson's visit and his shocking revelation left everyone on high alert. Mr. Garcia gathered the employees for an emergency meeting in the showroom. The serious expression on his face indicated the gravity of the situation. "Good morning, everyone," he began, looking around. "Yesterday, we had a very significant visit. Mr. Max Johnson, a customer many of you treated inappropriately, is actually the owner of the factory that produces our cars." A murmur of astonishment ran through the group. Juan and Miguel, standing in the back, felt their stomachs churn. Anna, standing next to them, looked at Mr. Garcia with a mix of relief and anxiety. "The behavior of some here was unacceptable," Mr. Garcia continued. "This reflects poorly on all of us and, more importantly, goes against the values we should uphold. Starting today, there will be changes." Juan raised his hand hesitantly. "Mr. Garcia, I'd like to apologize for my behavior. I didn't realize the seriousness of the situation." Mr. Garcia looked at him firmly. "I'm sorry, Juan, but apologies are not enough. Your attitude cannot be justified. You and Miguel are fired with immediate effect." The room fell into absolute silence. Juan and Miguel were left speechless, unable to articulate a response. Anna watched, feeling a mix of justice and sadness. They had made serious mistakes, but they were still her colleagues. "For the rest of you," Mr. Garcia continued, "we expect exemplary behavior from now on. We want this dealership to be known for respect and professionalism. We will focus on serving our customers in the best possible way." After the meeting, the employees slowly returned to work, murmuring about the recent events. Anna went to her desk, but her mind was filled with thoughts about Max and the lesson he had brought for everyone. That afternoon, to everyone's surprise, Max returned to the dealership, this time dressed in an elegant suit. He looked completely different, but the kindness in his eyes remained the same. Anna was the first to see him and ran to greet him. "Max, what a surprise to see you again," she said, smiling. "Hello, Anna," Max replied, shaking her hand. "I came to pick up my new car, but also to see how things are going." Anna led him to Mr. Garcia, who was in his office, visibly nervous. "Mr. Johnson, it's a pleasure to see you again," the manager said, shaking Max's hand more firmly this time. "The pleasure is mine, Mr. Garcia," Max replied, sitting down. "I've heard about the changes you've made. I hope this brings a new beginning for everyone here." "Mr. Johnson, you can be sure of it," Mr. Garcia affirmed. "We are committed to ensuring that all customers are treated with the respect they deserve." Max nodded, satisfied. "Very well. I'm here to pick up the red convertible. Is it ready?" "Yes, of course," Mr. Garcia said, standing up. "I'll accompany you to it." They walked together through the showroom, where the employees watched with admiration and respect. The red convertible was prepared and shining, ready to be delivered to Max. He smiled as he saw the car, feeling a wave of satisfaction. "It's perfect," Max said, stroking the hood of the car. Anna, who was nearby, approached with an envelope in hand. "Max, here are the car's documents. Everything is ready for you." Max took the envelope and looked at Anna with gratitude. "Thank you, Anna. You were the only one who treated me with respect from the beginning. I'd like to express my gratitude in a special way." Anna was surprised. "No need, Max. I just did what was right." "Even so," Max said, pulling a business card from his pocket and handing it to her. "If you're ever interested in a new opportunity, contact me. I'm sure someone like you would make an even greater difference anywhere." Anna looked at the card, feeling honored. "Thank you very much, Max. I'll think about it." As Max got into the car, he waved to the employees watching from afar. "Remember, respect is fundamental. Treat everyone as you would like to be treated." With those words, he started the car and drove out of the dealership, leaving an indelible mark on everyone there. The lesson he taught was not just about business, but about humanity and decency. In the days that followed, the atmosphere at the dealership changed significantly. Anna was promoted to a position of greater responsibility, and the new employees hired were selected based on their values and attitudes, not just their sales skills. Max, for his part, felt a sense of accomplishment. He knew that his visit to that dealership had been more than just a car purchase. He had planted seeds of change and was sure they would grow and flourish, leading to a culture of respect and empathy. Max Johnson's story spread through the city, inspiring others to reconsider their attitudes and actions. He became a living example of how true wealth and power are not just in material goods, but in how we treat each other. Max Johnson's story and his visit to the dealership quickly spread throughout the city. It was a topic of conversation in cafes, offices, and family dinners. The revelation that the humble man was actually the owner of the factory left many surprised and made the community reconsider their attitudes. At the dealership, the atmosphere changed drastically. Juan and Miguel, the two dismissed salespeople, left with their heads down, leaving behind colleagues who, despite everything, felt a mix of relief and pity. Anna, promoted to customer service supervisor, assumed her new responsibilities with dedication, determined to maintain the promise of a more respectful environment. That Monday, the store was busy. Anna walked through the showroom, observing the new salespeople in action. They seemed motivated and committed to following the new service standards. She felt proud and hopeful about the changes they were implementing. At the end of the day, while Anna was reviewing some reports in her office, she received an unexpected call. It was Ricardo, the business consultant and friend of Max. "Good afternoon, Anna. I hope you're well," Ricardo began with his calm voice. "Good afternoon, Ricardo. I'm fine, thank you. And you?" Anna responded, curious about the reason for the call. "I'm great, thank you. Actually, I'm calling to discuss a proposal with you." Max and I are very impressed with the way you handled everything at the dealership. We'd like to invite you to a meeting at our headquarters." Anna was surprised and a little nervous. A meeting at the headquarters? About what exactly? Max has some projects in mind and believes you could contribute significantly. "We'd like to discuss this in detail with you," Ricardo explained. Anna took a deep breath, feeling the importance of the invitation. "Sure, I'd be honored. When would the meeting be?" "How about tomorrow at 10 in the morning? We can send a car to pick you up," Ricardo suggested. "That would be great. I'll be ready," Anna confirmed, feeling excited and a little apprehensive. The next morning, an elegant car arrived at her house promptly at 9. Anna got in, feeling like a character in a movie. The driver took her to the factory headquarters, an imposing glass and steel building that reflected the sunlight. She entered, impressed with the modern and sophisticated environment. Ricardo met her in the lobby and led her to the meeting room. Max was already there, sitting at the head of the table, looking at some documents. "Good morning, Anna," he greeted, standing up to shake her hand. "Good morning, Max," she replied, feeling a bit more at ease. "Please, have a seat," Max said, indicating a nearby chair. "I'm glad you accepted our invitation." Anna smiled. "I'm curious to know more about these projects." Max nodded and exchanged a glance with Ricardo. "Anna, since our first interaction, I was impressed by your professional and respectful attitude. In today's competitive environment, we need people like you to help us lead with integrity." Ricardo took a folder and placed it in front of Anna. "We are developing a customer service training program and would like you to lead this project." Anna opened the folder and saw details about the program, including goals, strategies, and resources. She looked at Max and Ricardo, feeling a wave of enthusiasm and responsibility. "This is incredible. I'd love to be a part of this." "We knew you'd say that," Max said, smiling. "Your experience at the dealership and your attitude are exactly what we need to ensure our values are conveyed to all our dealerships." Anna spent the next few hours discussing the project's details with Max and Ricardo. They talked about the importance of creating a culture of respect and empathy and how training could transform the customer experience in all the factory's dealerships. When the meeting ended, Anna felt inspired and motivated. Max and Ricardo accompanied her to the exit, ensuring she knew how much they valued her. "We're confident you'll do an excellent job, Anna," Max said, shaking her hand again. "Thank you for accepting this challenge." "Thank you for the opportunity, Max. I'm eager to start," she replied, smiling. On the way back, Anna reflected on her journey, from the first encounter with Max at the dealership to that moment. She felt she had grown both professionally and personally. The experience taught her about the importance of respect and how small actions can have a significant impact. Back at the dealership, Anna began preparing her team for the new guidelines. She organized meetings, shared the training program's goals, and encouraged everyone to adopt a more humane and empathetic approach to customer service. The results were notable. Customer satisfaction increased, and the dealership gained a positive reputation in the community. Anna became a respected leader, known for her dedication and integrity. Max, for his part, closely followed the progress. He visited the dealership regularly, offering support and guidance. He and Anna developed a strong alliance, based on mutual respect and a shared commitment to excellence. Max and Ricardo's projects continued to grow, and Anna played a crucial role in their implementation. She traveled to other dealerships, sharing her experiences and inspiring other teams to follow her example. At the end of the year, the factory held a grand conference to commemorate its achievements. Max gave an emotional speech, highlighting the positive impact of the training program and Anna's crucial role. "This journey has shown us that true wealth is not just in our products, but in how we treat people," Max said, looking at the audience. "And no one exemplifies this principle better than Anna. Her dedication and leadership are an example for all of us." Anna stepped onto the stage, receiving warm applause. She thanked Max, Ricardo, and the entire team, highlighting that the success was a collective effort. "I'm honored to be part of this journey," she said, smiling. "Together, we can continue creating an environment where everyone feels valued and respected." Over time, the dealership transformed into a model of customer service excellence. This caught the attention not only of other dealerships, but also of executives in the automotive industry. Max and Anna were frequently busy with invitations to speak at conferences and seminars, sharing their experiences and lessons learned. One morning, Anna received a call from Max. He sounded more excited than usual. "Anna, I have incredible news for you," he said enthusiastically. "What is it, Max?" she asked, curious. "We've received an invitation to participate in an international customer service conference in Paris. They want you to present our training program and share our story." Anna was speechless for a moment. "Paris? That's amazing, Max. But why me? You should do the presentation. You're the right person for this, Anna. You've lived this transformation from the beginning. Your testimony is powerful and inspiring. Besides, it's a great opportunity for you and our team." Anna felt a mix of nervousness and excitement. "I'll do my best, Max. Thank you for trusting me." The following days were a whirlwind of preparation. Anna dedicated herself to preparing an impactful presentation with detailed slides and inspiring stories. She wanted the audience to feel the same passion and determination that transformed her dealership. Finally, the day of the trip arrived. Anna boarded a flight to Paris, accompanied by Max and Ricardo. When the plane landed, the beauty of the City of Light left her enchanted. The charming streets, lively cafes, and stunning architecture created a magical atmosphere. On the day of the conference, Anna got up early, anxious and excited. The conference hall was filled with professionals from various parts of the world. Max accompanied her to the stage, giving her a final vote of confidence. "You'll do great, Anna. Remember, everyone here is eager to hear your story." Anna took a deep breath and stepped onto the stage. The lights blinded her for a moment, but she soon adjusted and found Max's encouraging gaze in the front row. She began to speak, sharing the dealership's journey from Max's first visit to the significant changes they implemented. She spoke about the challenges they faced, the lessons learned, and how the culture of respect and empathy transformed not only customer service but also the lives of the employees. Anna highlighted personal stories of satisfied customers and how small acts of kindness made a big difference. The audience was completely captivated, applauding at various moments and absorbing every word. When Anna finished her presentation, the room erupted in applause. She felt a wave of fulfillment and gratitude. After the presentation, many participants approached Anna to congratulate her and ask questions. Executives from various companies wanted to know more about the training program and how they could implement it in their own organizations. One of the participants, a middle-aged man with graying hair and a warm smile, stood out. He introduced himself as Carlos, CEO of a renowned chain of European dealerships. "Anna, your presentation was exceptional. I'm impressed with the impact you and your team achieved," he said. "Thank you, Carlos. It was a challenging but very rewarding journey," Anna responded. "I'd like to invite you to visit our dealerships and help us implement a similar program. I believe we can learn a lot from you." Anna was surprised and felt honored. "It would be an honor, Carlos. Let's talk more about that." Back at the hotel, Max and Ricardo congratulated her on the presentation. "You were incredible, Anna. I'm so proud of you," Max said. "Thank you, Max. That means a lot to me. And thank you for believing in me from the beginning." The days in Paris were filled with meetings, networking, and some leisure time exploring the city. Anna enjoyed every moment, knowing that this experience was shaping her future in ways she never imagined. When they returned, the dealership was more lively than ever. The employees were inspired by Anna's trip and the stories she brought back. She organized a meeting to share her experiences and discuss new ideas for further improving customer service. "We have an incredible opportunity to continue growing and learning," Anna said during the meeting. "Each of you is part of this transformation, and together we can achieve even more." The employees applauded, feeling motivated and valued. The culture of respect and empathy continued to flourish, bringing positive results for both customers and the team. Max, for his part, continued to support Anna and her team, knowing that true success lay in how they treated each other. He visited the dealership regularly, offering guidance and celebrating achievements. Max Johnson's story and the dealership became a local legend, inspiring other businesses to review their practices and place more value on the human aspect of business. "Anna, now a recognized and respected leader, knew her journey was just beginning. She continued to work tirelessly to promote a culture of respect, knowing that with each small act of kindness and empathy, she was making a difference. And so, the journey of Max and Anna continued, always seeking new ways to create a positive impact on the world around them.